Good afternoon and welcome back to Byte. It has been a while. Introductions. My name is Cennamo-Smith. I am an author of crime, fantasy, sci-fi, horror, general fiction, and this is my Friday afternoon stream. And it has been a while because January was a lot and February continued to be a lot. And although this is going to be my first stream of February, I'm not sure how it's going. It's been busy. It's been hectic. But how are you? Welcome to the stream. How out of sorts am I today? Well, I did not spend several minutes working out why my tablet wasn't working, only to realise I hadn't plugged it in. And I did not spend the next 5 minutes before this stream started wondering why it wasn't working before I realised I hadn't pressed go live. So, we are at our usual level of chaotic energy. How are you? How has everything been? How has your year been? We've made it through the first month and a half of the year, and if you're in the UK like myself, you will realise it has been raining non-stop. We are wet. We are very wet. It's ridiculous. Every single day. Every goddamn day. So yeah, that's where we are. Maybe the rain is making me a bit crazier than usual, but it's been a bit of a time. Anyway, what are we doing today? Well, as the title of the stream says, we are starting our new random book cover using the same random generator we had previously, which was, I've forgotten here, the Reasley random book title generator. And what we have today is a lovely little title called Murder in the Picture. Oh, let's get some music. There we go. We're sticking with our tavern vibe because why not? It's nice and chill and it's royalty free, so YouTube won't be upset with me. And at the end of the day, isn't that all we want, for YouTube to not be upset with us? Anyway, moving on to the actual screen and the things and the doings, and maybe less of, there we go, that's better. Up. That'll do. You can still hear me. I'm still here. So right, what do we have for ourselves today? We have a new title, which is Murder in the Picture. My handwriting is awful. So, I don't know how much of this we're going to get done today, because I'm completely more so than usual. And as always, we end up chatting and just hanging out a little bit. So, let's see how today goes. So yeah, that's where we are. So, we're going to stick with taking my phone because it's still telling me that oh, do you know you're going live? Yes, I'm live. It happens. Lo and behold. So we might just today be doing the planning stage and trying to get everything, not everything, but getting some bits and pieces done. See if we can get some ideas sprayed out. So, what should we start with? We should probably start with an actual idea. So we've got Murder in the Picture. We can do a let's go with the normal kind of section. What do we think? Picture. I'm literally just thinking picture frame. Murder. So we want we need a body. Maybe a crime scene photo. This is my general handwriting. This is why I type everything. It's awful, isn't it? Oh, my teachers would be mortified at me. Maybe just a giant pen. Nope. Yeah, no, the giant pen doesn't make much of a difference. My handwriting is still abysmal. Oh, that's a massive eraser. Just tidy everything up. It's important to be tidy. Right, okay, so crime scene photos, body. As is a theme with me. There might be a skull. So what else we got? Murder in the photo. Cameras. And I'm going to try and actually write any of this in a way that is legible. Let's try again. Come on. I know it's Friday and it's been a week, but let's make this legible because I could be typing this. I'm on a computer. But why? So photo frame, body, crime Scene photo. Hello, Flaz. How are you doing? What you do? I do enjoy your commitment to starting every conversation exactly the same way. I appreciate it. We are doing another book cover. Probably sans Daniel Craig. I have not forgotten, but I am not forcing Daniel Craig into this. Especially not looking forward to getting a cease and desist. But if there is need for an eye, I will stick a Daniel Craig eye in here somewhere. So yeah, we have our new random title. We've got Murder in the Picture. So I'm just brainstorming now the ideas for a cover. No, there's no S in wall. Wall of family photos. Ugh. Do we need a dead body? I've written body there, but I did not specify whether it was alive or dead. As is a theme for me, there might be a skull. Because, why not? It's how I do any conversation, real life or internet. A good conversation starter, no weather needed. No weather wanted currently. I don't know how it is for you, Flaz, but as I've already moaned and has been pointed out on the news regularly so far, it has rained here every day of 2026 so far. Cliche of the picture being ripped off the face of the victim. The picture being ripped off the face of the victim. So like, I'm wondering if you mean like actually ripping someone's face off, so just like having head with no face. And just like skull and eyeballs. Maybe a photographer? You're an author, Nicholas. You know how to spell. You just know how to write. How to handle. Good lord. Today is not starting well. Oh, it's been a morning. I have been relatively busy these last mornings. I've strangely been teaching, or helping to teach, which has been entertaining, and I do thoroughly enjoy it. We are not so different then. It's been raining every day of the weeks here. I have been making plans, but it keeps raining. If your plans involve a boat, then this is the good weather. If you know anybody called Noah, get on their friends list right now. It might be necessary in the coming weeks. If the flood is coming, make sure you've got some decent animals with you, ones that can swim, or a boat. Right. What else comes to mind when we think murder in the picture? Pictures of murder weapons? Clue style? I started spelling that halfway between the American and the English version. Cluedo, because that's how it's spelled. Got to make things right with the one above first. Thoroughly confused. Oh god, nah. That one above. Who knows? At this rate, it could be Poseidon. We don't know. There could be an argument going on. All the theologists, all the various deities going, hang on a minute, I'm the one that does the floods. I'm the god of the seas. No, I'm the general god of everything. We need some more admin up there. That's what we need. A little more bureaucracy. No more kings. No. Yeah. It's going weird already. And do we want... Here's the question, because I need to start thinking about this more often when we get into this. Do we want photoreal? Or... Of? No, not of. Or. 1 second. Alright. Okay. Sugar. That did spray all down my neck as I opened it, so another shower is needed today. Still can't spell. Photoreal, or you've said artistic. I was going to say graphical. I have yet to upload the other video that I did over Christmas, and I am planning on. I might do the voiceover that this afternoon after we've done the stream, so I've got something to come out next week, because next week I won't be streaming because it's a half term, and Tiny Humans and live streams do not make good competition. Say artistic. You have a sponsor or something? I bloody wish. LucasAid, if you would like to sponsor me, I go through more of this than I do anything else. I will happily take that sponsorship, especially if you provide me with LucasAid. My shopping bill would appreciate it. So artistic. That does so. I'm not. What? It's been so long. I'm not used to using an actual tablet to write with. Photoreal, artistic. Yeah. Okay. So we've got something to kind of work with here. Up you go. So, I'm just going to keep planning this. So, and let's do a... The fuck happened there? Okay. Right, let's use this as like a little base. Cantaloupe. Notes. Talking when you have a pen in your mouth. Perfect for a live stream. It's the level of professionalism you can get from this kind of stream. So, let's see. I'm just going to use the old family favourite, primarily because I know you love it, Flaz. Stretch, stretch, stretch. There we go. Stick in there. We're going to remove hyphenation because I don't like that. I don't know why it's a default thing here. I'm just going to push the 24. Nope. There we go. Alright, so we have somewhere for the text to go just whilst we're thinking this through. I imagine this to be one of those cliches with a picture of a girl in a frame, you know, sun hat facing the camera on the beach, but the face or eyes have been ripped off the picture. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So ignore my crude sketching. So if we have like ignore my complete lack of proportions here. And then having like, for the sake of needing more colour variations, like just jaggedy across, like it's been Murder in the Picture Express. So that'll be like torn edges of the torn edges of paper ripping across the face. Is that what you had in mind? And again, ignore the god-awful drawing. I don't know why I'm making this bigger when I'm literally just going to go. Let me go away. Quite accurate. Okay. Or maybe. Why am I buzzing? Da, 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 da. Sorry, book fair for next month. Alright, so, oh, another, what about similar thing? There's a like Polaroids of victims splayed out. And then like just like a collection of those on top of each other. It doesn't have to be ripping, it can be cut, it could be carefully removed, it could be messy and ripped everything, yeah? Everything could be, it could look crumpled up. And then we're probably going, just for ease of making it, that would be probably more semi-realistic at least. Oh, that. Was thinking if we had, say, like ooh. Why am I being so precious about this? That goes. So like different, all like photos of different people, family photos, like kind of a wall of pictures. Why was message redacted? Why can't I see what you wrote? Excuse me, chat. I would like to see that redacted message. Or message retracted. Oh. Don't retract anything, Flaz, unless you wrote something offensive and I didn't notice it. It could be a wallet of a cop or family member that has the picture, but the face is covered by a card or something. Ooh, I like that. So, ooh, or spinning off your idea. So this would be like the wallet. And then there's the family the photo of whoever, or the and then just have remember what your buttons are, just like yes. Splatters of blood across it. The person is carrying. Yeah. Again, we could have that being like on the ground or something. So brainstorming is always fun because you get lots of ideas. I'm gonna stick perhaps again just for something that could be interesting if we have just one large photo or picture frame or something like that. It could be half like I'm not used to drawing people. And then so like a half and half human face and skull. Oh, the person's carrying it or holding it, or maybe there's a hand trying to pick it up somewhere. Aha! So let's riff back off of that. So we'd have, he says, looking at his, literally looking at his own hand for reference. I used to have a lot of fun drawing hands because it was one of the things I always had with me. So, I don't do a lot of drawing anymore. That's not a bad freestyle hand. What if it's like a photo bombing? A murder happens behind an innocent little picture. Oh, I like that. And the plot could be one that was intended for picture by the one that was intended. 1 second. A murder happens behind an innocent little picture, and the plot could be the one that was the intended picturee gets dragged into it. Ah, okay. And just so. I'm just. Messy, messy, messy. Right. Okay. You're a good artist, I usually draw structures. I'm really not. But thank you, I appreciate the compliment. I do not draw often. I am terrible on the computer. I don't like drawing on a computer, so I don't know why I've chosen to do this as my stream subject, but that's probably because I do spend more time actually doing the 3D side of it. But we can at least prepare and think. So, and even the proportions are awful. I mostly draw ships and stuff, just to imagine them. That's fine. I assume you're. Oh, speaking of ships, we're gonna go from ships to spaceships to your book. How's everything going? How is your writing journey punishing you this week? Look back up at our notes. What do we have? So, body, the crime scene. So let's try the photo bomb idea. It's hard to. I took a great essay, but I've been writing for 12 days on one chapter in fatigue. Yeah, writing for 12 days in a single chapter is definitely one way of getting fatigue, and also getting really frustrated at the chapter. But that is entirely fair. Is it a good chapter at least? Is everything going well? Are you making progress, or are you just rewriting everything over and over again? Because one of those is good progress, and the other is a pain in the ass. I'm also trying to imagine how one would picture a murder photo bombing. I'm also possibly thinking, primarily because I have a very amusing photo on my wall over there. I'll describe it. I'm not going to show the photo because it's not of me, nor did I take it, and it's a photo of my wife. From a wedding we were at several years ago. The photographer apparently has the same sensibilities as a stalker, and all of the photos from the wedding were done like very without warning. But every single photo of every single person was like really focused on that single person, and then every other person around them was kind of blurred out and out of focus, like you were taking photos of an intended target. And it's on my wall looking like I'm planning to assassinate her, which is not going to go well when I eventually do. It's the stupid editing. I can't get it done. Everything is so slow. Editing for hours for only to get 2 pages. Yeah. Editing is a pain. This is why I always save my editing for the end. After everything is written. Because then you can kind of look back and think, okay, everything kind of does flow. And then because what you're editing now might change when you get to the next chapter or the next 3 pages or the end, even the end of the book. You might kind of, once you do your full read through again, you might go, hang on a minute, this doesn't make sense with what I've written there, but I spent 12 days writing this one section and now I have to change it again, which is gonna be a soul destroying moral killer. So my advice would be always save your editing for the end of, after you've finished writing everything. It's like get the bulk of it down first, and then just go back and tidy up. Just tidy. Okay. That's a good idea. Like, it could be like it's gonna like a series of. I'll scroll up and put so like a series of photos. Where you have the person 1 what am I doing? Why is my shortkey not working? And then you have, and I'm going to do this here, the background in every single photo. Is that something like that? The title is Imitating HBO Crime, True Crime Vibes. I don't watch a lot of true crime. Nor do I watch a lot of crime. Nor do I watch any HBO. I don't have HBO Max. I hear good things though. So what, something like that. We can make it maybe potentially more artistic by scattering the photos across the entire page and having the words murder in the picture like written on scraps of paper. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, lots of ideas. Lots of ideas is always both a blessing and a curse, because now you've got to choose one of them. Okay. Oh, crunch. Oh. Right, let's look at what we got here. Let's zoom out. So, we got torn face, which could be easy to do. I would just need to find either a decent reference photo or ask somebody to model for me, as long as they don't mind having their face ripped off. This again could be. I'm sure there's boundless crime scene. I'm not going to use actual crime scene photo. That's very tasteless, Nicholas. Don't do that. But I'm sure there's you could find lots of decent like Shutterstock or Unsplash photos of faked crime scenes, this, that, and the other to put together. I'm now just thinking about plausibility because I got seriously sidetracked with that flower of my own demise. This one would also be quite easy because you would just have to find a collection of photos of people, and the way here, I'm not sure if here would just be like author's name or potentially tools of death. So we could have like knife, gun. I draw like a 3-year-old. Though if your 3-year-old's drawing knives and guns, I would question my parenting. Like rope. It's not often I find myself sitting here thinking of different kinds of murder weapons, but it's starting to become a regular occurrence. Alright. What else do you use to kill people? The problem with editing fatigue is that I start to question my writing style. Never question your writing style. Your style is what makes you different to everybody else. Keep your writing style. Do not question the way you've written something. You've written it the way you wrote it. That's the way you intended to write it. Don't consider a cheating. That's it bears repeating. Sorry. We're in a White Stripes vibe. So do you mean your writing style keeps repeating, or the way you're using the same sentences or the same descriptors over and over again? Because a good solution to that is a thesaurus. I will not lie. I have 2 windows open when I'm writing. One of them is the document I'm writing in. The other is thesaurus.com. Because you can't always think of words, and you know the word you want, but you use that word in the previous sentence. But you need to say roughly the same thing about maybe even another character, or maybe even something semi-related. So you gotta find another way of saying it, but your mind is focused on the one word that you definitely know is the right word. So a thesaurus, if you would like an actual one to carry around, but they're bulky, or thesaurus.com are wonderful helps when it comes to that. Okay. Moving on, we've got the bloody wallet. Then we've got wallet. Oh, skull face. Yeah, that seems too simple. But when I'm thinking of that one, I'm thinking of production, and there would be 2 ways that this would, I think, work well as when being produced, and that would be either to have it. Oh no, the writing style is the exact same: topic, adjective, and adjective, verb. That's a writing structure. That's how we write. If you put them in any other order, your brain doesn't comprehend. It doesn't sound right to the brain. Oh, if you want to break it up, do topic, adjective, full stop, adjective, verb. Adds more tension. Makes things feel a bit more fast-paced too. If you start having shorter sentences. This purely from a printed cover perspective. I'm thinking of this. It could just be a normal photo of a person's face, just like a really casual photo, but have a spot varnish or gloss of just a skull over the character that dies. Or even all of them, just to make it look like a full murder scene. So that's what I'm thinking of that, but that could also be applied to absolutely any of these. That's the bloody wallet. Could be could be like holding it so thumb is over the person's face. I'm stuck on a scene. It's a guy waking up, then going somewhere. I don't know if should rush it. He wakes up, and next sentence is him there. The part of him waking up and getting ready. If it's tedious to read, and if it's tedious to write, rather, it's going to be tedious to read. So we don't need to see his process. We don't necessarily need to see his process of getting up, getting dressed, brushing his teeth, unless it's vital to showing his character, like the way he does things. Like this, I'm just trying to think of that. The only example I can think of for some reason is 1984, when they explain, can't remember the character's name, but they explain his morning routine of getting up, and that's just to show like the monotony of the limited supplies, the fact that razor blades are rationed, the fact that everything has to be done at a certain time. That's the process of getting ready. Isn't in like 1984 isn't to show him getting ready, it's to show what getting ready actually means, and that it has to be done to time, to a strict rational regime, or the way it's done, just to show again that everything in the world is mandated by the government. So unless you're waking up and getting ready scene is integral to something about them, or there's something else going on whilst they're getting ready, like something is going on in their mind, and they're trying to work it through whilst doing a simple, mundane task that is repetitive and like something you can do back in mind whilst you're thinking, like washing up whilst you're thinking about something else. Like writing a scene about somebody washing up is not exciting, but writing a scene about somebody washing up while they're trying to figure out what to do with the body in their freezer, that's an interesting scene. So the getting ready could be a backdrop to something, more integral to the plot or the story or the character, but if it's not, then scrapper it. He wakes up, he hates himself, he pushes himself out of bed and get ready to deal with another day. Next paragraph, moving down the corridor, heading to destination, wiping toothpaste from his bottom lip, something like that. I don't know if that's any help at all. This one again will be good, and it could be done, especially if we're going to keep the photos sort of busy blurry, because making things look naturalistic is a pain in the butt. Making things look realistic and semi kind of out of focus or not too detailed, especially at that scale, would be easier, because I could just dump in some like pre-gen 3D characters, have our one focus character, then have everything else ever so slightly blurred, then have hooded figure in every other scene. So this could be our character sitting at a table with friends in a restaurant. This could be our character walking down the street and somebody's there. This could be our character posing by a monument, so on and so forth. These sort of things that would be, because I have a stock of various architecture and locations that could be used, and a character builder software. The fatigue is from the chapter being long. I start to question it, even though it's as short as it can be without ripping it down. How long is the chapter? Like either words or pages. I don't know. I don't know what scale you work to. Yeah. How long is your chapter? I'm curious now. Because again, there is no real limit on the size of a chapter. It just needs to tell that portion of the story. Like there are some books that have chapters that are 2 pages long. There's some books that have chapters that are 1 page long. 15 pages. That's not too bad. A4 or book format is the question, however. And then there's a question of what pages was a bad metric to use because there's so many variables. Because I can just like font size, spacing, size of said page. How many words? So this is a potential. I'm not sure about this purely because I don't think. Okay. Just call this folder nope. So that is. You go into nope. It isn't that long. That's the problem. I'm just fatigued. Writing now, editing it. Writing now, editing it. Yeah. Skip it. Come back to it. There's no deadline to get it done. Nah. Let's note that one as well. What have we got here? Bloody wallet. Nah. That one is a potential. I like that one. That one's. I'm gonna note power that one. Okay. This one I also like because it has potential to be that level of to have like creepy stalker vibes. I don't know why, but anytime you see like a photo with somebody's eyes scratched out or their face ripped off, it really gives me the jealous stalker vibes or creepy stalker vibes. And that could be the again. We've got murder in the picture. We're going to assume this is like a thriller because I'm not writing any of these. So this would be easy. This easy to produce. Because again, just need lots of photos of either like family photos of different people. This could even be like set up so you've got, instead of having murder weapons, as it were, it could be simple things like you would have on like a table at home. So bowl of potpourri, car keys. That's how I draw car keys, apparently. What else do people have on there? I don't really have any. I've got a collection of chocolate tins. So a candle. Something like that on a plate. And close to finishing it, I reckon I just need to do it and then avoid it. Yeah, fair. Definitely give it, once it's done, give it some space to breathe so you can forget about it, move on, and then come back to it when you do your next round of editing. So let's think of that possibility. So yeah, this is find a stock photo or model. Somebody who's willing to pose for something. Yeah, or have like a nice scene in the background and make it look like either like a polar photo or like a photo taken from somewhere pinned up to it. We can even screw it up a little bit, make it look a bit rough. So that's very easily doable. This again makes a collection of photo frames, which can be done. Easy wallpaper background. We could even give it the kind of like English nobility kind of vibe with the horrific dark wallpaper that could then make the photos pop a bit more and stand out. Font we can deal with that afterwards, and how big we want it to be and how that because we're just using that. I'm not using Times New Roman, sorry. It's just there to hold place. And then this again I like, but it's more. That's a lot of rendering time to set up scenes and people, because I want it to look semi-decent even though it's going to be scaled down, so it looks like actual photographs other than going out with somebody who is again willing to be photographed and put on a live stream of making random book covers, unless they actually want to be in a book cover and someone who wants to write this story. Anybody is welcome to. You can have the cover as well. So these are our three options. Now I've just got to decide what to do first. I'm thinking none of these are going to be graphical, because graphical wouldn't work for this. The part where he wakes up is meant to show how he's affected by the dreams, but then again I feel like the dream itself presents little interpretation other than the intended. Okay, so the waking up scene then could be less about him getting ready and more about how he gets ready, like the way in which he gets ready. Like he makes mistakes because he's distracted by the dream or the thoughts, or him trying to interpret the dream. Again, my kind of main thought would be distracted by the thoughts and ties his tie wrong several times, or puts on the wrong shirts, his trousers on backwards, that sort of thing. Just something to show how disorientated he is. Like can't get his watch strap to fit in and getting frustrated by it. So all the things that happen when you sleep, have like a bad night's sleep or a bad dream that affect you in the morning, the way you can't do anything properly. If that makes sense. So I think what happens to you when you wake up after a crappy dream. Why am I buzzing now? Oh, so many things. Already so busy and I've not even finished the stream yet. That's fine. We'll have lunch at some point as well. Anyway. Okay. Alright, Flaz, I'm going to leave this to you then. I'm going to let you choose. Just turn off that. Turn off that. What do we got? What are we going to start with? Are we going to go for number 1? Photo bomb. 2. Family wall, because again that could potentially the idea that the murderer is somebody within the family. Or 3. Ripped. I was going to write ripped. I'm sorry. I'm just going to write ripped stalker. That implies our stalker is sexy. So these are the 3 options we've got for. I'm going to focus on one of them for the stream. I might do the other 2 off stream just to see. I have a comparison for when we're all done. Because it's always nice to present options, especially when you're doing a cover for somebody else, especially if they don't know what they want. What are we thinking? And again, if you're watching this on the VOD, welcome. Thank you for joining. Drop a comment, tell me which one you would like to see, because it's going to be a couple of weeks before I get there. The girl ripped the girl Ripped Eyes one, I'd love to see the best impression you can do of a woman having a good time on the beach. Define a good time on the beach. We might have very different lives, Flaz. That's fine. That I can. Considering it's photorealistic, I will browse the hell out of Unsplash, and I will give credit where credit is due for any photos I do nick. So that is definitely going to be some time browsing Unsplash or seeing what I can produce with my 3D model stuff off stream, because that's going to rendering time is the most boring thing to watch. It's literally watching digital paint dry, and my PC is not that fast anymore. Poor little bugger, he's dying. Need to upgrade, but everything else is going wrong in the meantime. So. Right, okay, so we're going to do We're going to start Rip Stalker. There's a freaking sentence. So this is what we're doing. In the interim, I might try these ones as well, just if I have time or if I'm bored of an evening. It's not going to be this week, because 1, I'm away, 2, it's half term. And like I said, tiny people require attention and playtime. So next Friday, next Friday I'm going to do both. That's what I'm going to do after this stream. It's going to be my promise to you. I am going to finally finish the damn voiceover for the other book cover I did over Christmas, and that's going to go live next Friday instead of me being here. So you'll have a premiere, as it were, of a very well sped up cover design, because I think it was several hours worth of work condensed into 30-ish minutes. And then a very much shorter one of 30-ish minutes condensed into 10 minutes. But yeah, I'm going to do the voiceover for that after this. While I wait for lunch to arrive, because I can't be bothered to cook today. It's one of those days. I'm knackered. It's been a hell of a week. Anyway. Oh, you're off already. Okay. Yeah, I suppose actually there's not really much to do. So there's no point really starting anything at this point in time, because we have our ideas and we definitely don't have time in the next 7 minutes to get any of them done. Nor do I feel safe browsing the internet for stock photos of a woman on a beach on a live stream, because that has horrific potential. Last thing I want to do is I'm not even monetized, but the last thing I want to get is a strike before anything even comes off of this. So I should just do a nice sign off and say thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching on the VOD if you're here. There's going to be more of this. There's going to be more coming, and we're going to actually get into it once I've found some internet-safe photographs to use for our design. In the meantime, if you have enjoyed this, a like, a follow, a subscribe, all of those things would be absolutely wonderful. I would appreciate them. They take nothing for you to do, and all it means is the algorithm says, here's somebody that might be worth a watch if you think this has been worth a watch. If not, do it anyway, please. If you like stories and if you like to read, I have some great news for you. This is a side thing. I am an author of crime, fantasy, horror, sci-fi and general fiction. If you like any of that sounds like your sort of thing, pop down to the description below. You will find links to a website where you can buy books. You'll find links to my Patreon where you can sign up for free to get a free story every month. And if you want to throw a little bit of cash my way, you get a lot of stories. You get 2 chapters of 2 separate stories. We have currently Insecticide, which is a crime noir thriller, and we have I Used to Be an Adventurer but Now Run a Tavern, which is, as it sounds, a light novel style series. A chapter of those is released every month, every Monday. Second Monday of the month is Insecticide. Third Monday of the month is I Used to Be an Adventurer. Fourth Monday of the month is a random short story determined by you or determined by Instagram. Whoever responds to more messages. But yeah, sign up for Patreon is free, and that is very much appreciated. So in the meantime, thank you for being here. I will not see you next week, but there will be a video, promise. And I will see you the week after. And also, if you are going to follow along on the Patreon, keep an eye out, because I've recently finished the 5th book in the Mortals Lost and Found series, and I will be doing a Patreon exclusive live stream of designing the book cover, so you can see what it's going to be, what the title is before anywhere else. So that's going to be, I need to work out how to do it only on Patreon first. So in the meantime, thank you for being here. I've been Cennamo-Smith, you have been great, and I'll catch you around. TTFN.